Today, the day that I'm recording this, May 25th, 2022, the 45th anniversary of the release of the original Star Wars movie. Wow, it's been quite a ride. But I thought what I'd do today is do a couple of fan edit reviews for the Star Wars stories. So a couple of movies that don't fit in with the regular Skywalker saga, but pretty interesting nonetheless. These are both going to be by DigModiFication. One is for Rogue One called Rise of the Rebellion, and the other one is for Solo called the Coaxial Heist. So let's start talking about Rise of the Rebellion. According to DigModiFication, this edit is intended to clean up the few subjective mishaps in the film and present a narrative that isn't merely trying to be Star Wars, but is. My main objectives were to add a crawl, remove planet cards, rescore certain scenes with EU and Giacchino cues, make Chirrut less kung fu, Bodhi slightly calmer and more confident, making Cassian's demons internal, and reducing Saw to a Lor San Tekka-esque character. Now, as always with these fan edit reviews, I'm going to never, ever link to them directly, but I can give you the information by which you can find them yourself using your Google skills. So usually all you have to do is take the fan editor's name and the name of the edit that you wish to watch and Google that and see what you find. I'm sure you'll run across it. Rogue One in general is a fine movie. There's nothing that I really dislike about it except for the constant, hey, remember this? That kind of stuff just gets on my nerves. But for the most part, Rogue One is fine. It's not, to me, it's not great and it's not bad. It's just fine. And I think part of it comes down to that it's just not a whole lot of fun. DigModiFication's edits here are quite subtle. There's a lot where I was like, wait, something changed, right? Like I wasn't exactly sure, but it's from 2 hours and 13 minutes down to 2 hours and 8 minutes. So it's not going to be like this whole section is going to be removed. But, I mean, of course, the first thing that you notice is that there's a crawl. You know, I didn't read his intentions beforehand. I just downloaded the movie because it was pretty highly rated. And yeah, it was, that was a big surprise. And the fact that there are no planet, titles really adds to it feels more in line with the other movies. There are some important scenes that I feel like in a way, I kind of miss them. I totally get the intention, though, is to focus it a little bit more on Jyn. But Cassian's intro, where he meets with the other rebel spy, that is completely cut out. The other scene that was kind of like a, wow, okay, was Bodhi's scene. You know, his intro scene and then his interrogation by Bor Gullet, all that's gone. It's the first time you see Bodhi is, you know, next to the heroes in Saw's cells. So yeah, it's kind of interesting, but it feels like it moves the story along pretty well. When it comes down to it, Rogue One's just not my favorite movie. So, I mean, I would probably give the movie itself, the original movie, and DigModiFication's edit, 3 out of 4 stars. I mean, it's just fine. You know, it's not the best, but it's not the worst. But at the same time, I have to really call out that DigModiFication's edits here are perfect. I mean, if you're a fan of Rogue One and you want it to feel a little bit more like Star Wars, this is the one for you. I mean, perfect quality, 5.1 surround sound. I mean, what more can you ask for? It's really well done. But you know what? Let's go ahead and talk about the Coaxial Heist now. DigModiFication's fan edit of Solo called the Coaxial Heist is intended to make it feel more like Star Wars. How? Add a crawl, remove the teal filter, restore the white, and add wipe transitions. I think all of the Disney era Star Wars movies have had their ups and downs, right? I mean, there's some really fun ones and some really depressing ones and ones that are depressing because the story isn't great. But anyway, I think you have to admit that Solo is without a doubt the most fun Star Wars movie to come out of Disney. I mean, I really enjoy watching this movie. It's just a good time. Now, DigModiFication did, again, I would say some very subtle edits, you know, when it comes to adding a crawl, doing the wipes, like he said. But the biggest single change is the removing of the teal filter. I hadn't actually noticed the change very much until I pulled up Solo from Disney Plus and looked at the same scene, and it was amazing how much brighter and more alive the image felt. Take a look at this image right here. It is crazy with what a difference the color grading makes. I mean, the image just looks more alive. It's just easier to look at. A couple of other big changes that he made were that he toned down L3. You know, she's very, let's just say, outspoken, you know, and I actually enjoyed that in the movie. I thought that was I thought it was pretty funny, you know, I enjoyed that. But he toned down L3 a lot, so she's not as outspoken and, always talking about droid rights and all this stuff. And there's actually a scene between she and Kira where they're discussing some possible sexual things, and that's taken out. But the other big one is that the Darth Maul scene at the end is completely removed. And his reasoning for taking it out was that he always felt like it was just fan service, and that it didn't really add much to the story. I mean, I humbly disagree. I think that Darth Maul being the head of Crimson Dawn is an interesting way to take it, and I really enjoyed it. Although I do agree that it does make Kira's turn a little more, I don't know, like she's just in it for herself, and that's kind of an interesting turn for the character. But like I said, it's there's going to always be things that people take out of a fan edit that you might go, I don't really like that. Not everybody's going to agree, but you can't argue that the edit itself is masterfully done. The original Solo, I'd probably give it like a 3.5 stars. But the Coaxial Heist, yeah, I'm going to put it up at 3.75 out of 4. I enjoyed the movie so much more being able to, see it. It really is kind of nuts, the difference. And I really, really enjoyed it this time. So, Rise of the Rebellion and the Coaxial Heist. Have you seen either one of these fan edits, and what did you think of them? I mean, look, whether you enjoy the edits, the choices made by DigModiFication or not, you have to admit that they are masterfully done. They are wonderful to watch. And I really enjoyed my time with these. So let me know down below what you think, and we'll talk about it. So thank you all so much for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.